Hey everyone, I decided to record a war video. I normally don't record these, but I figured why not? I don't know. It's something to make. So anyway, this war is with my current alliance, which is we're just a Plat 3 alliance, and we finished the last season not so great. So right now we're in Tier 4 war. Um, During our peak, we were anywhere from Tier 2, usually, sometimes Tier 1. But yeah, so right now we're in Tier 3. So I figured I'd just blast through my path and just kind of show you guys um, what I did. So for this one, you know the tactic. I use Spider Gwen with her Penny synergy, so I start fully ramped, and my path has mostly a lot of mystics in it. So this is a fight here against Mordo. Um, the reason I decided to go with Gwen in these fights rather than a Silk is that, of course, when you try to chain your combo into, there's me getting hit. When you chain your combo into her stun, Mordo, I'm pretty sure he's gonna evade. Like I know he shouldn't. Like if you have the slow, shouldn't do it, but I feel like I've gotten burned by his evade before. So anyway, I decided to take Gwen. The main thing you have to think about on this path here is just that once you knock him down, he is going to go debuff immune. So this one, though, is totally fine because they don't go debuff immune. So I almost feel like it would have been better to put um, the tactic defender on the debuff immune node, because then I run the risk of not being able to slow them and uh, basically turn off their tactic with my tactic, because they're going to go debuff immune every time. So here, all I've got to do is just knock down Man Thing to get the protection off, and then, I mean, it's pretty smooth sailing. I'm doing mostly 4-hit combos just to keep his rage, I think is what it's called, rage stack, just to keep it down. Um, and then there I just use my, what's it called? Relic. My relic to get an opening to do a heavy and knock him down again. So Gwen's doing great. You're going to see that I basically spend units to get war energy so that I can just kind of, continue to blast through my path. Um, I'm working a 12-hour shift tomorrow, so I didn't really want to have to think about jumping into to war. So also another thing you'll notice is uh, on in my alliance, and I found this with mostly like non-tier one, non-masters alliance war alliances, that you don't have a lot of war planning, in the sense of you don't split paths, like taking a one or two fights on path one, and then one or two fights on this other path, or it's just kind of moving all over the map based off of the attackers you have or your skill set. um, Most alliances just, I believe, say you take lane one, you take two, you take three, and it's kind of up to you to craft uh, a team that can take the path. But with me, I also have to be able to take um, several of the uh, boss island fights. Now, what you're going to see in this one is I completely forgot. So I know that Nova can auto block. He does it all the time. What I forgot, though, was that when he gets to 75 of his charges, his auto block will trigger the parry. Now, there, I didn't even notice that parry triggered because um, I was phased, and so I was stun immune. But it does get me, and this fight starts to get a little hairy uh, somewhere around here. So here, yeah, I just wanted to phase and go ahead and pop off my SP3 so I could get the incinerates on him. with the goal of hopefully being able to work myself up to a pretty nice SP2, I think. Yeah, so now he's fully ramped, and that's where I got parried. And I was trying to figure out why, and it's because he had those all those charges. And now I'm in the corner trying my hardest to not mess this up. There I go again. And I would have gotten parried again if I had not been phased. But luckily, I squeaked out without dying. Next up with this Sasquatch, nothing super special here. I do think he gets a passive unstoppable at one point because, is it here or is it in a different fight? I think it's in here. And then I tried punishing, and I guess I must have been like a frame or two late, and I got parried. But somewhere I get the passive triggered, and that's, you know, the challenge again with this node, just like with that debuff immune node, is and that was an accidental striker hit, and I was scared he was gonna go red. But anyway, he can trigger debuffs. So even though you slow him, when he dashes forward, or I think when the protection comes back up, but mainly when he dashes forward, he's gonna shrug all of your debuffs. So if you had a slow, you get screwed. I think there I just missed Wrath of Tanorak starting up. And now I'm just trying to, again, get myself back with it, because when I started this fight, I was like, this is going to be the easy one. Like, a tactic sassy against a tactic Gwyn fully ramped usually is no problem for me. But here, I did not play my best at all. So now I'm just like, okay, please die. Please die. And then I'm seeing that 2% just not going anywhere. And I was really starting to freak out. So I am going to have to use some health potions, because this is in season, and I need to set a good example for some of the new guys in the Alliance who may not think that healing is important. So, you know, challenges when you play with 29 other people. So, because I had Gwyn, I decided I'll go ahead and take this Werewolf by Night. This shouldn't be too hard, you know, and I don't really know Werewolf by Night very much. I just know that I have to dash back a lot with his oh, that's me forgetting stun immune. Yeah, I'm also just rusty from not giving a shit during off season. But anyway, I know that his SP1 reaches pretty far. So, you know, you just have to do a lot of dashing back. And I feel like, oh, he must have just been getting ready to howl. For some reason, I thought that like his block wasn't working or something when I fought this. So yeah, so here I go. I use some more war energy, because now we're gonna go to Boss Island. And I told my alliance, I was like, you know what? I'll just take the left side. And I had Kitty. I think Kitty should be fine against this Zemo here. The main thing is I just don't want to push him to an SP2. So I figured I'll boost. I opted to not use an invuln only because I'm a little selfish and I'm so close to getting another loyalty 7-star crystal that I don't want to use it. I don't want to use any loyalty on war potions. So there, I don't know how he parried me, but he did. But whatever. We're going to get through it. And that's where I see he's got, well, I noticed he had recoil in the beginning when he shrugged off those buffs immediately. And the reason I brought Kitty here was that I wanted somebody who was a strong attacker and didn't rely on debuffs. The passives are fine, but the main thing with Zemo was I just didn't want to trigger the root on myself and then just get comboed into oblivion, because each time he fills a bar of power, he's going to be getting more attack, more power. So Kitty is a good one who just hits hard, excuse me, with her basic attacks, and doesn't really rely on, I'll say, active debuffs as opposed to passives. So, the main thing just to make sure if you're using Kitty against Zemo is that when you throw your SP1, and I think your SP3, just be phased, and that will give you the passive incinerates. If you're not phased, I know for the SP1, if you're not phased, you're going to place just regular roll incinerates and he'll shrug them. And there we go. So Kitty's good to go. She's done for the war. Gwen's going to be taking the rest. So next up, we've got this Ebony Maw, Awakened Ebony Maw, rank 2, who ends up being a little bit more of a pain in the ass than I wanted, and part of that was my spacing with Gwen when I was trying to heavy counter his SP1, because there I was like, can I reach him with the SP2? And then I was like, no, I can't. But she evades it, and I mean, I guess that meant that I was too close, so then I wasn't going to be able to really counter the SP1, and here I was able to do it, so I must have been further back. But his SP2, though, with that prowess and prowess puncture, it hits hard into block. You're gonna see here in a second. Like, that's not nothing. That was some significant block damage there, and I don't even think he had a prowess puncture up at the time. I'd have to go back and look. So right now, she's gonna evade again, which kind of pissed me off. And then we got the falter we gotta manage. So I'm realizing, all right, this guy's only like there's that passive unstoppable. So it wasn't the sassy fight. It was this Ebony Maw. Anyway, I'm realizing like this dude is taking a long time. That one hurts a lot, and that's the one he had the what's it called? The prowess puncture. The good thing though is that the degen didn't really do much because of the tactic, so that piece is good. Then there's a falter coming up, and I'm lucky that he did not take advantage of me there. So now I really, really, really just want to get this fight done. This was supposed to be an easy one, and I'm annoyed. I get saved by the evade there. I hit the SP2, and there we go. Made it out alive. And that, so, that just shows me that there's some things I need to practice in that fight, which is primarily her spacing against his SP1 to counter. I triggered her evade twice. I landed it once. So that's just something I need to practice. And it cost me potions. So I figured I'd go ahead and take the boss fight. And the reason is Gwen's actually a pretty good counter for Photon, because when she goes unblockable, Gwen's going to evade. So, and that doesn't count as a dex. So Photon doesn't turn that off. But as you'll see here, never even really becomes an issue. This person's also running full recoil. I don't know why. I feel like it would be better if he just ran the bleed one and not the poison, because I mean, she's taking a shit ton of damage. I mean, just what is that? 1600. I mean, I don't know what they're running, but yeah. So she's killing herself. And I don't mind. So, yeah, we haven't had to deal with her unblockable yet. I think she does trigger her pure light form here in a second. But she's not, what's the word? Invisible or whatever, where you would miss her. So, and now she's already out of pure light form. And I like using Gwen's innervates because it gives me a lot of power control in the fight combined with the withers. So yeah, Gwen handled that fight pretty well. Yeah, hits received 0. I mean, just that was all block damage. So anyway, that is it on that one. And yeah, so my first war video. Thanks so much. And if you have any questions or comments, just drop them below and I will respond. Thank you.